Cool. We've got everyone here for the first Kingdom's Reign. Beautiful. Thank you guys for dedicating your time. I really appreciate it. I'm going to go over a couple of just re-explaining just a few things really quickly, and then we'll go into the small bit of story that we'll have, and then I'll hand it over to you guys to talk if you wish to. Okay, the first thing I'd like to tell everyone is that the first few weeks of Kingdom's Reign are going to be slow, and you're not going to know the rules, and that's okay. I don't expect everyone to have all of that memorized. I totally don't. So don't feel bad. Eric and I did the first turn already. The very first turn took about 20-25 minutes. I think we're going to get that down to around 10 to 15 once we can streamline it. What helps get that down is if you guys have an idea of what you're going to do when you get on. Of course, first few turns, it's totally fine, but like later on, it would be helpful if when you guys got on, you at least had an idea of where you were going. Next thing is that it is your guys' job to reach out to me on times to get on a call to take your turn. If you think about it, I've got 8 people to coordinate with. If we see each other in person, we could just go off and do it really quick and come back. But if we don't, then it'll be up to you guys to be like, hey, what time works? And I'll be pretty flexible, and I think I've been pretty good so far about getting back to you in a timely manner. If you're worried about finding time, I recommend you fill out a default turn. And when you do this, put what KP goes where and what you're spending it on. If you just want to put what KP goes where, I'll decide after that. I prefer in-person calls, and then text-based is the third. If you have to, you can do it, but there's so much that needs to be face-to-face, or like verbal, I guess. Next, this is the time to turn on notifications, I recommend, especially for weekly game and communication channels. This is a bit of a reminder to do that. I would say that those are the 2 most important things to have notifications. Okay, next is if you want to communicate with another kingdom, I have given you all the power in Discord to create your own channel. Or you could just ask me. But I figured today we could have... who did it? Eric, you did it, right? Griffin, you did it. It was as simple as going to communication and then hitting the plus, right? And then choosing which kingdoms you want to be part of your conversation. And then I will automatically be placed in that chat. So if Brendan and Jared want to start a communication, Brendan can go to the communication channel, hit the plus right next to it, and then it'll say create channel. It'll already be private, right, Griffin? It'll already be automatically be private, and then you just click on which other kingdoms you want to add. It could be 6 of them, 4 of them, one other kingdom, and then it'll automatically create a channel that only you and who you select and me can see. I would really prefer if all of the communications happen in these channels rather than like messaging someone outside of Discord. That way I can see what's going on because I don't I'm not playing in Kingdom's Reign, so the fun parts for me will be seeing you guys talk about it in the messaging. That's how I get the fun out of it. So if anyone doesn't know how to do that, reach out to me. Super easy. Next, we'll have a 3-week cycle. So essentially what that means is it'll be Kingdom's Reign, and then it'll be a lore building thing that I'll ask you guys to do. Not required. King's Court, not Kingdom's Reign. King's Court is not required. They're all optional, except for this one's like the closest one to being required. But in 3 weeks from today, we'll have another King's Court. You're all welcome to come. Whoever wants to come. It's not required though. The lore building isn't required either. And then finally, there will be an event every 3 weeks. And the event is just something that could require your action, and kind of like can be a team building thing for everyone to do. Some people won't do it. Anyways, we'll get to that when it comes to it. But we aren't going to have one of those until the 17th will be our first actual event that will take place. Okay, I'm almost done with all of my explaining. I've got 2 more bullet points.
17th?
The 17th will be like the first event. Yeah.
That's in 2 weeks.
Right, 2 weeks. Yeah, so every 3... Or you're right. Okay, yeah. So It's on that 3-week basis, though. We're just starting at a King's Court.
Okay.
And then a King's Court will always follow an event, just in case you guys want to talk about it next week. If you're like, hey, we need to get together about this. Okay. There are game rules, but there are no in-world laws. However, I'm not opposed to enforcing and making game rules based on in-game laws. There's a small example. If there is a no trading military secrets law created and signed by 6 of the 8 kingdoms, I'm willing to create a secret for all those who have signed it, and if they break it. So essentially, if you guys want to create in-world laws, go for it. I will not be rolling turmoil dice this week, and there will not be a rumor mill this week, but that will start next week. Again, the rumor mill, I flip a coin. If it lands on heads, your rumor is true. Tails, it's false, and you won't know who else's rumors are true or false. Any questions about turn taking or the weekly schedule?
I have a question.
Yes, Eric.
When you, let's say when you roll turmoil, is everyone going to be, are we going to watch that roll happen?
No, you'll be notified at the beginning of your turn.
Okay.
Cool. You'll only be notified, I guess, if it fails and your turmoil lowers. But, okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
So if someone misses a turn and they haven't filled out anything or talk to you, would there be a potential for some or all of their points to carry over to the next week? Like a portion of it or something?
If you haven't reached out to me about why that's happening, probably not. I would just say fill out the default thing is the easiest answer. Just fill out a default, and then if for I know you sometimes go on week-long trips, just try to get to it beforehand or fill out the default. It's so easy. It takes 10 seconds to fill out the default. So I'd say do that.
Would we, if we're not available for a whole week?
Yeah.
Would we be able to make our turn?
Yeah.
In advance.
Yeah.
And just say.
Yes.
Okay.
Totally. If something comes up, I'm gonna be flexible for sure. Okay. No more questions. Let's head to the lore bit, and then I'll turn it over to Kingdom's Reign, where you guys can talk if you wish. We will start at the Great Volcano. If you all have up the Roll20 map, you will see that this is on your map. You can check it later as well. You don't have to look now. But it is on the map. It is surrounded by the 3 little things that say that this is a world wonder. And one second. I'll drop some art of this volcano. But essentially, you guys have all been asked to show up here, and your bannermen, and bringing 20 bannermen along with whoever your leader is. I'm going to put this in the World Lore. Mid-Journey Creations area. Sorry, my PC's running really slow. I'll just do it later. It's not wanting to load. I don't think that's... Yeah, I'll do it later. Okay, but it's a big volcano. It's 50 miles wide by 50 miles. As you guys get there, you have all kind of come with your bannermen and 20 people. I don't think I'm going to ask you guys to describe what you look like when you show up. I didn't ask anyone to get that ready. But nevertheless, an old tribesman kind of walks out. He's got soot and char all over his face. And he hobbles out and he goes, as kind of hundreds of people gather around at this night with this red glow of the volcano, he just says, "Me father's grandfather's grandfather was a tunneler. Explored this here mount. He buried his axe deep, and when he pulled it out, he then holds up a pickaxe that he has. One side of the head is completely melted away. The other end is just kind of a sharp pickaxe. And he says, "The mountain holds the breath of the sunder. My grandfather's grandfather's father pulled 16 stone tablets from the fury of the mountain. From birth from the all hells. Some of them sing and some of them dance, but the sunder grows angrier and angrier with each passing year." 2 little mangy girls that are just kind of wearing bonnets and these just dirty cloth garments walk up, and he says, I haven't had an heir to pass these stones to since my last boy died of the heart of the in the heart of the mount last moon. Me wife can't bear no children, so any further boys 'd be bastards, and I'd be damned to the all hell before I hand my family's legacies to bastards. He angrily shoos off the two girls and one of his wives. At this point, some of the tunnelers are walking down wearing these leather garms, just kind of like battered and beaten by just smoke, it seems. And he says, "And so I turn to ye, the future of these lands, to carry out the story it's yearning to tell of ye." That's when, being carted out by some of the tunnelers, are 16 massive stones. Half of them have a low rhythmic chanting emanating from them. The other half have streams of bright orange, green, and purple light encasing its odd language. And he says, "I'll send ye packing with a stone that'll change your tribes forever. Only one thing I ask in turn. Ye send 20 men to this here bleeding heart of the world. You always keep 'em here to defend this world from what's inside. And defend this mountain from each other as well. For not one of ye shall ever hold dominion over the other. There's a green-tailed hawk trained to fly to each of your kingdoms. Hopefully you never see it, for if you do, send all the fighting men ye got to defend this world. Do I have ye words as men, for be damned to the all hell if you trade in on it." So he's offering you guys to take one of the stones, either of the singing, which will discover one god, or the light ones, which will uncover one school of magic. Of course, he's offering you guys this in conjunction with the agreement that this place will be held as a kind of a monastery of peace, and everyone will always have 20 men here. We will go down the order as I see it. We'll start in this room with Griffin's kingdom of Hajim. What do you say?
I say I, and I will take a singing tablet.
Okay. Over here at Vorlong, David's kingdom, I should say. Religion or magic, essentially.
Okay. I agree to those terms, and I'll take a religion tablet.
Okay. Okay.
The Goldstill Dynasty will agree to the terms, and we'll take a singing tablet.
Okay. Amenhotep, Avram's kingdom.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. My kingdom agrees and will take, sorry, I'm door dashing, a religion tablet.
I really hope you're in front of someone right now. Okay. Jared or Axelphage.
Axelphage agrees to these terms, and we'll take a magic tablet.
Dinertha.
Arthur accepts the terms, and we will take a religion tablet.
Okay. Hearth.
Hearth agrees to these terms, and we'll take a religion tablet.
And then Lala Tula, who is also there, will agree to the terms and take a magic tablet, which is Cody's kingdom. Okay. He then sends you on your way. You all return home, and after months of attempting to figure out what the stones are saying, one after another, you begin to uncover them, and this is the new beginning to our world. Thus opens the first King's Court. I'll let you guys talk. You can talk for as little or as long as you want. I don't really mind. These, again, are optional just to get us in the same room for if you guys ever want to speak.
Ryan, real quick on the Discord thing, I don't see a plus sign next to communication.
Okay, I'll figure that out. Maybe. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, just fine.
check to see if does it look like that for you, Griffin, who's able to do it.
I have pluses for every channel or every both channels and all the like rules.
I'm checking your permissions right now, Jared.
Turns, all that.
That's weird. It's should be able to, but if you're welcome to, if you're trying to message someone now or until that point, you can message me to create that channel, or you can just do it out of Discord for now. Preferably just message me and I'll do it. But
Okay. The Gold Scale Dynasty here. I would like to. I was thinking that we should at least form some sort of union between our kingdoms, and the ones who don't confine to our rules get kicked out or punished. So I'm proposing that we start, name in progress, but possibly the Legion of Accredited Nations, where we all join, or anyone who would want to join, we would join that and be all thrive together. So everyone's formally invited to that. Not one kingdom would be a ruler over any others. We would all work collectively.
What would this? What did you call it?
Legion of Accredited Nations.
Accredited Nations.
Yes.
What would the benefits be for those in the Legion?
The ones
Trade
in the
benefits? Is it friend benefit? Like friends with benefits? You know.
Yes, allies in every way.
by the way, if people have to leave, you guys can leave now. That's just kind of. I mean, I'm still leaving the floor open to what Gold Scale Dynasty just proposed.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, if anyone has any questions or would obviously like to join, the more the merrier. I was hoping to get everyone in, at least right away. I think we're all on this earth together, and I think we should work together.
So we'll take that back and discuss it with the other elders of the mission, and we'll bring back results at the next King's Court.
he said we'll figure it out later.
Okay.
He said he's gonna take it back to his elders, and they'll decide by the next King's Court.
Okay.
We will also take it into consideration and get back to you at a later time.
Okay.
I will consider this as well. I'll take you up on your offer right now.
Okay.
He said he's gonna take it up on the offer. That was Hearth, by the way.
Yeah.
Hearth.
Yep.
Great to meet you, Hearth.
So
We'll be in contact.
one of you guys can create this in the in-universe laws if you wish, but
Okay.
I believe Amenhotep was. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, sorry. The Kingdom of Amenhotep would like to know more about the restrictions and laws that would come with this unity before they can make a decision.
That would be something
So,
that all
you-
members would decide.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not trying to be the leader of this group or anything. Just wanted to start it and get that out there. So any members who join, any of the first members would have say.
I think
Okay.
that we need to create some sort of. Everybody needs to be able to bring in ideas of what they want and what they don't want for these lands,
Mm-hmm.
and find common middle grounds. And maybe we should impose a deadline so that we can start this alliance as soon as possible.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. Okay, I think next King's Court in 3 weeks,
Mhm.
would be best to get all of our proposals in about what we think is best for the lands. And obviously decisions on if you want to join the alliance. Keep in mind the volcano. Anyone that you are pre-established close to and all that.
Would there be a chance for King's Court to happen before the 3 weeks?
I mean, you guys can plan whatever the heck you want. I don't really care. That was just kind of like a scheduled time to get everyone together.
Okay.
That's also a good point to say that King's Court's going forward. I would prefer to be at 4, if that's possible.
And we can always
That'd be-
message
Yeah.
in the communications.
Yeah, of course.
Group
You
message.
guys can always message. You can always be talking to each other through that. That's probably the main way you guys will be talking. Obviously, if you don't want to wait 3 weeks to communicate, just ask me if you're not allowed to create them, and I will. More than happy, I'll create them, and once they're there, they'll stay. So.
The ones that are interested should probably say something in the All Realms, and then we create a channel based off of those who are interested in
I can
this
do,
alliance.
I can do that right now. Would Legion of
Well, I'm workshopping the name.
okay, I know.
I just came up with Legion of Accredited Nations. I like the sound of that.
It can always change. I don't know how to spell though, so that's
I'll send that.
you'll set it up.
I can send it.
Okay.
Well,
you
I'm
can-
just gonna send it in all realms.
Okay. Cool. Well, that sounds like a good starting. So then, all kingdoms, when we get on for your turn, you guys will either start with a religion or a magic school founded, a god or a magic school founded. So, cool. One last thing: if you guys do go to Roll20, you will see that those hexes are a world wonder. All world wonders can be colonized. I think you guys get the implications of that. Once colonized, they have special benefits. You have to colonize all 3 hexes. So. Okay. Does anyone any closing remarks on anything that feels like you guys want to say?
Good to meet everyone.
Keep in touch. The all realms communication.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I will get on to do your guys' turns when we have time. Sounds good. Thanks again, guys, for taking all this time to